Well, it's the fourth week of January, and still the two biggest topics here in Texas are gun control and birth control, which is a little bit ironic because for some men to have babies, you gotta hold a gun to their head. Okay, bad joke.
City Superstars.
Well, this is basically me telling you about Texas politicians and what bills they're proposing. And the first one I want to bring up comes from State Representative Jonathan Strickland, who's filed a bill that would give religiously based businesses such as Hobby Lobby, maybe even Chick-fil-A, a state tax break if they were forced to comply with the federal government's mandate that employers provide contraception coverage. And I think at this point, if people were to get to keep their jobs and health insurance, a tax break doesn't sound all that bad, because there are companies out there who are shutting down entirely or shutting down projects because they don't agree with the president's policies. Take, for example, Chase Power. Chase Power is the parent company of a $3 billion power plant project that was going to happen in Corpus, which recently announced that they were canceling the project basically because of the EPA's new high standard guidelines. They're not going ahead with the project, and also because they don't like that the president's looking for new sources of energy. But I get it, there are companies out there who are shutting down because they don't believe in the president's policies. Even here locally, there's a couple of companies that are letting everybody go because they don't want to provide health insurance. And I understand if you're a small business, it's definitely a huge hit. But the companies I'm talking about here locally are big, solid foundation companies, and they're letting everybody go basically because of spite. That is a douche move. Senator Ryan Birdwell filed the Campus Personal Protection Act last week, which if passed, would allow students with licenses to carry concealed handguns on campus. However, they still would not be able to carry guns to athletic events, sporting venues, bars, hospitals, K-12 educational facilities, and churches. Not the restaurant. Governor Rick Perry recently told lawmakers that he wants to see more abortion restriction passes with the goal to make abortion a thing of the past. A new organization is being launched called Battleground Texas, which is planning on turning Texas from a red state to a blue one by leaning on the Latin, African American, and other Democratic leaning votes here in Texas. Now, what's interesting about this story is that most of the commenters believe that to win an election, you have to win the female vote, which I totally agree with. Ain't that right, ladies? Not you. And finally, if you haven't heard about the Texas School District Security Act, well, this is interesting. The Texas School District Security Act would give school boards, parents, taxpayers local choices and control in hiring licensed peace officers to protect school campuses, which kind of makes me wonder, would they hold elections, and is that going to raise taxes? It's probably going to raise taxes. I mean, clearly one of the reasons why shooters attack gun-free zones is because they know there aren't any guns. So with this in effect, would you feel safer with your kids in school or anywhere else where there would be a licensed peace officer with a gun?